Some stories aren't just about surviving. They're about escaping from a place where it feels impossible to breathe, about finding a way to live again, even when it feels like there's no way out. Today's story isn't just about survival. It's about what happens when someone dares to fight back against control, abuse, and manipulation. It's a story of strength, of planning, and ultimately of freedom. At first, it seemed like any other love story. There was a chance meeting, a quick connection, and what felt like the start of something beautiful. He appeared to be everything anyone could want: intelligent, polite, charming. He knew how to make her feel special, how to make her feel safe. It was the kind of love that felt comforting, promising, and full of hope. But soon, the illusion of love began to crumble. As time went on, things began to change. The control started off subtly, like small, harmless actions. He was careful with money, and at first, that seemed like nothing more than financial responsibility. But then it became more. It was about taking control, about making her feel guilty for every penny spent, about making her feel like nothing she did was ever good enough. The small things grew into bigger things. He became more manipulative, more cruel. What started as a harmless comment would quickly turn into verbal abuse. He used his words to tear her down, to make her feel worthless. He accused her of things she never did, made her believe that she wasn't even worth the space she took up in this world. And then, the violence came. At first, it was just an occasional shove. Then, the slaps came, the bruises. And it wasn't just physical. It was emotional. It was mental. He made her believe that no one would care, that she couldn't escape. He convinced her that the world outside was just as dangerous, just as cold, and that she was better off staying where she was with him. But she didn't give up. She couldn't. Not when there was still a flicker of hope inside her. She knew she couldn't keep living this way. So, she started to plan. Quietly, secretly. Every step had to be calculated because she knew that one wrong move could cost her everything. It wasn't easy. He was clever, manipulative, and controlling. He wouldn't let her go without a fight. But even he didn't know what was coming. She started to gather her things quietly and without raising suspicion. Her passport, her marriage certificate, important documents, the things she would need to escape. When the opportunity finally came, it was disguised as something simple, a trip back to her home country. He booked her flight, thinking she would come back. He thought he was in control, but in reality, she was finally getting the chance she needed to leave. She didn't know how long she would have before he caught on, but she had to take it. The day she left, her heart was pounding. She was terrified, but she was also determined. She walked through the airport, feeling the weight of every step. Every second felt like an eternity, every glance in his direction a reminder of the life she was about to leave behind. She was leaving the man who had tortured her, the man who had tried to break her, but she was also leaving fear behind. For the first time, she felt a sense of freedom that had been absent for so long. It wasn't easy. There were moments when she felt like everything might fall apart. But she made it. She escaped. She left the abuse behind and found her way to safety, to a place where she could breathe again, where she could rebuild her life. This isn't just one person's story. It's the story of anyone who's ever been trapped, anyone who's ever felt like they couldn't break free. If you're in a situation like this, know this: there is a way out. It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight, but there is a way. It takes strength. It takes courage. And it takes planning. But you can find your freedom. If you're not in an abusive relationship, this story is a reminder to stay aware. Sometimes the signs aren't obvious. Sometimes it's the quiet things that make all the difference. The controlling words, the isolating behaviors, the lies. If you know someone who's struggling, be there for them. Sometimes, just listening can be the first step to help someone find their way out of the darkness. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know is experiencing something similar, please reach out for support. You are not alone, and there is help available. Stay safe, stay strong, and always remember, your story isn't over until you say it is. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of strength, survival, and empowerment.